The official recommended daily allowance for vitamin D is 600 IU for adults under 70. Multiple vitamin D researchers have publicly argued this figure is 10 times too low. Holick's landmark NEJM review showed that over 1 billion people worldwide are deficient by any reasonable measure, and that the consequences extend far beyond bone health to immune function, cancer prevention, cardiovascular protection, and neurological health. The discrepancy between official guidelines and functional research is nowhere more stark than in vitamin D science. Understanding what the evidence actually shows is essential for making informed decisions. Holick's 2007 NEJM paper, the most comprehensive review of vitamin D science at the time, documented that vitamin D operates not as a nutrient but as a steroid hormone, with receptors in virtually every tissue in the body. The classical deficiency threshold of 20 nanograms per milliliter was established based on bone health alone. Functional research suggests 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter is required for optimal immune, cardiovascular, and neurological function, a target unachievable by most people without supplementation. This video draws from 5 peer-reviewed studies across New England Journal of Medicine, Archives of Internal Medicine, and Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, covering vitamin D physiology, optimal serum levels, supplementation evidence, and the landmark VITAL trial. Current official guidance, RDA 600 IU, was established based on fracture prevention studies in elderly populations, not on functional optimization research. Rosen's 2011 NEJM Clinical Practice Review noted that the IOM's 2011 threshold recommendation of 20 nanograms per milliliter was sufficient for bone health, but that the evidence base for immune, cardiovascular, and cancer protection points toward higher optimal levels. The official and the optimal are not the same. The VITAL trial, the largest randomized controlled trial of vitamin D supplementation, 25,871 participants, 2,000 IU a day, 5.3 years, produced nuanced results that have been widely misreported. Manson et al.'s NEJM publication showed no significant reduction in overall cancer incidence, but a 25% reduction in cancer mortality, meaning participants who developed cancer were significantly less likely to die from it. This distinction between incidence and mortality is clinically critical. Vitamin D insufficiency manifests across multiple organ systems because the vitamin D receptor is expressed in virtually every tissue. Bichel's 2014 JCEM review documented the breadth of vitamin D's genomic and non-genomic actions, from immune cell differentiation to insulin secretion to muscle function. Ortia and Gandini's 2007 meta-analysis in Archives of Internal Medicine synthesized 18 randomized controlled trials on vitamin D supplementation and all-cause mortality, covering 57,311 participants. The finding, an 8% reduction in all-cause mortality with vitamin D supplementation, represents one of the most striking cost-benefit profiles of any supplement in clinical research. The relationship between sun exposure, latitude, and vitamin D synthesis is the most important context for understanding why supplementation is necessary for most Americans. Above the 37th parallel, north of a line from San Francisco to Richmond, Virginia, UVB radiation is insufficient to produce any skin vitamin D synthesis for approximately 4 to 6 months of the year. The appropriate vitamin D3 supplementation dose varies by baseline serum level, latitude, skin tone, and age. Research shows a dose-response relationship between supplementation and serum 25, OH-D, with 1000 IU typically raising serum levels by 5 to 10 nanograms per milliliter from baseline. Vitamin D functions as a steroid hormone through a complex activation cascade from skin synthesis or dietary intake through renal activation to nuclear receptor binding. Understanding this pathway explains why gut fat absorption, kidney function, and magnesium status all affect vitamin D effectiveness. The evidence-based vitamin D optimization framework begins with testing to establish baseline, then targets a serum level of 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter through supplementation calibrated to individual needs, with co-nutrients that optimize absorption and activation. Vitamin D serum levels respond to supplementation on a predictable timeline, with the speed of change depending on dose and baseline deficiency depth. The practical implementation of vitamin D optimization involves 6 specific actions targeting measurement, supplementation, co-nutrients, and sunlight exposure. Vitamin D requirements vary significantly based on skin tone, geography, body composition, and specific health conditions. These adjustments personalize the protocol. Vitamin D is a steroid hormone with over 200 genomic targets. Its deficiency is one of the most consequential and correctable health issues in Western populations. Here is what the evidence shows. The evidence is clear. The mechanism is understood, and optimizing your vitamin D is within reach for anyone who tests first and supplements intelligently. Follow MedBrief Today for more science-backed health insights, explained clearly.